Khamzat Chimaev rejects Paulo Costa fight in the UFC's middleweight division. This is some interesting news because we've seen all the trash talk coming between Khamzat Chimaev and Paulo Costa. We saw Paulo calling Khamzat Chimaev not the real gangster. Khamzat Chimaev, Paulo Costa going at it in a heated altercation, a battle of words, both trying to move people out of the way so they could fight before the fight at UFC 279. I mean, there is some bad blood between Khamzat Chimaev and Paulo Costa, and I was like, you know, we might actually see this fight, because Khamzat, if he goes out there and beats Nate Diaz, what is he going to do? He has two champions in the middleweight division, as well as in the welterweight division, that their next fight is not going to be against Khamzat Chimaev. Israel Adesanya is fighting against Alex Pereira. Kamaru Usman is taking on Leon Edwards in the welterweight division. These fights are going to take quite a while for them to actually decide the winner, and for Khamzat Chimaev potentially to get the winner of those fights. So I was saying, in the meantime, if he wanted to guarantee himself a middleweight title fight, why not fight Paulo Costa in the UFC's middleweight division? He's number 3 in the welterweight division rankings. Why not get yourself inside of the top 5 of the middleweight division? If you win the belt in the welterweight division, beat Leon Edwards, beat Kamaru Usman, you are a champion. And you could literally do exactly what Conor McGregor did, because you would be number 3 at welterweight, number 5 in the middleweight division, and you arguably have a reason that you should be earning a title fight in the middleweight division as well. You're a champion and you're top 5 in that division. Khamzat Chimaev, man, this could get you double champ status. This could get you the Conor McGregor treatment of not even having to go through the full entire top 15 of middleweight, but beat Nate Diaz, you're number 3, beat a top 5 middleweight in Paulo Costa, get inside the top 5, winner of Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman, and winner of Alex Pereira and Adesanya. That's what I would have done if Khamzat Chimaev was me, but that's not the case. So Khamzat decides to reject the fight with Paulo Costa. But what do y'all think? Do you agree with me that he should have actually taken this fight after UFC 279 to probably make an argument for him to get a title shot in the welterweight division? If he wins there, get a title shot in the middleweight division as well. But put your thoughts down below for this news in the middleweight or welterweight division. Thiago Santos is leaving the UFC after I believe it was 9 years inside of the UFC since 2013, and he's going to be going and joining the PFL for the 2023 season, looking to make $1 million. This is some crazy news. Thiago Santos, who has been on a pretty bad losing streak inside of the UFC, losing to Jamal Hill most recently by TKO, looking to make some money. But we've seen other UFC veterans like Anthony Pettis, like Jeremy Stevens, that have went over to the UFC after a losing streak, and they didn't really do too good inside of the PFL. What do y'all think? Is Thiago Santos a future PFL champion and a future holder of the $1 million grand prize? Put your thoughts down below for this one in the light heavyweight division. Paddy the Body Lad predicts Charles Oliveira, the quote-unquote champ, to beat Islam Makhachev at UFC 280. Personally, I agree. My prediction is Charles Oliveira to win the fight by a decision. A lot of you are like, no, Bert, no! Gotta be predicting a submission or a TKO or a finish, whatever the case may be. They're both such high-level grapplers, and whenever Oliveira hurts Islam Makhachev on the feet, I think Makhachev will just wrestle and survive being knocked out. So I legitimately think this fight goes all the way, and we see a very close 48-47 decision win for Charles Oliveira. But we got Paddy the Body Lad here saying Charles Oliveira wins his fight against Islam Makhachev, and I quote, convincingly. But what do y'all think? Who wins this fight at UFC 280? Do you agree or disagree with Paddy the Body Pimblett in this fight? Put your thoughts down below. Paddy the Faddy. Mason Jones, UFC lightweight fighter, is no longer inside of the UFC after what I believe to be a 4-fight stint in the promotion, losing his debut to Mike Brown, beating David Onama in his second fight, and then losing after that, I believe, to Ludovic Klein, so it might have only been 3 fights. He has decided, I no longer want to re-sign with the UFC for right now, and I would like to test out free agency. We have the quote from Mason Jones. As most of you know, I fought my UFC contract out. I will not be re-signing with the UFC this side of this year, and may take some fights outside of the organization before returning to keep y'all entertained. As always, those interested should contact my guy at Graham Boylan. What do y'all think? Who should Mason Jones fight in his return to the UFC, and what promotion will he go to as he is going to be leaving the UFC? Put your thoughts down below. Tony time, baby. Tony Ferguson still believes he can get Khabib Nurmagomedov out of retirement. I disagree. I'm sure Khabib Nurmagomedov disagrees. I really highly doubt that Khabib is going to come back for any fight. He's probably not even going to come back. Even if Charles Oliveira goes out there, submits Islam Makhachev in round number 1, knocks out Islam Makhachev in round number 1, I still do not believe Khabib will come back ever to fight Charles Oliveira, let alone Tony Ferguson in the UFC's lightweight division. Because guess what's going to happen if Khabib does come back to return and fight Tony Ferguson? Well, Tony's going to break his leg, Khabib's going to break his eye's going to get cut out by a bear one day before the fight. Just no. Tony, don't even get this started again. I don't want to see Khabib's eye get chopped out a day before the fight and this one get canceled for the 10th time. Please don't do it to me, Tony. Well, put your thoughts down below. Do we ever get to see this matchup with Tony Time Ferguson and Khabib Nurmagomedov? But yeah, guys, that is it for today's MMA news. We had Khamzat Chimaev rejecting Paulo Costa's fight in the middleweight division. We got Thiago Santos joining the PFL looking to make $1 million. We got Khabib Nurmagomedov, Tony Ferguson, potentially. I don't think so. Paddy Pimblett predicting Islam Makhachev to lose to Charles Oliveira convincingly. And we got Mason Jones leaving the UFC. Put your thoughts down below for our MMA news topics in today's video. Make sure to like this video. Let's get it to 43 likes. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of October. It would be absolutely amazing. But thank y'all for watching. We'll see you in the next one.